And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Sobros Network proudly brings to you some in-depth movie discussion with our resident film critic, Brandon Vick.
Happy evening, everyone. The Vick's Flicks podcast is here.
Welcome back for another episode of the Vick's Flicks podcast right here on Nashville Movie Dispatch. I'll be your host for the show today, the EIC at Sobros Network, Big Natural Stoney Keeley. You can follow me on Twitter at Stoney Keeley, collectively at Sobros Network, and of course, all of our work is available at NashvilleMovieDispatch.substack.com. Joined as usual by the star of the show himself, the man whose namesake it bears. He is a board member of the Music City Film Critics Association. He is a member of the Southeastern Film Critics Association. He's our resident film critic at Nashville Movie Dispatch right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Mr. Big Shot himself, Brandon Vick. Brandon, how you doing today, my man?
Oh, you know what, dude? It's October.
It is.
Have you made it?
Have you started the spooky season viewing plan yet?
No. In the middle of September, my house started looking like spooky season.
Yeah, we've got the decorations
and my
out
wife
too.
was literally working on something when I left. Actually, she had just finished it. She took cardboard and painted it like it looks like it's wood, and she did this. And I gotta say, I have no artistic ability. But she got a pretty damn good bloody, keep out thing that she wrote. Anyway, it's on our front door with spider webs. And
that's pretty
we've
cool.
got ghosts. We've got spiders. We've got, you guys gave us the ghost pumpkin. That's out front.
Yeah.
We got a Mr. Bones, as my son calls him. He's out there.
We don't have anything outside yet. We're starting to get the inside decorations out. But
do you have blow-up thing? Do you have we have
a couple.
Or is that Christmas?
We have a couple of inflatables, and we have like a stack of like a jack-o'-lanterns that are inflatable, and then we have a blow mold of a black cat in a witch's hat.
Yeah.
A blow mold of Jack Skellington.
Okay, the cat one I remember.
And then we put up some orange lights, some purple lights,
well,
stuff like that.
Your wife just stole some of our stuff.
Yeah,
that I have at my house.
She came back
light up
and
pumpkin.
Actually, Sunday morning before Titans Talk Back, she was
Raced.
like, "We're gonna go to Walmart. Let's do a lap around." And we saw it, and there were 2 boxes left. So we went ahead and bought them, and here we are.
But no, I have not watched. As of this recording, no, but it starts
right away.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen, but on some of the streaming, there's Halloween.
Oh yeah.
So and I've seen a lot where it's not so much Halloween, but there's a whole thing now of scary movies.
Yeah.
And so I figured they'll all kind of be up there.
I have watched 2 of my regular rotation members for spooky season so far. That is Monster House and The Lighthouse.
Yeah,
watch those 2.
Yeah.
They're
both pretty
movies.
crazy. I take that back. We did start watching, if anybody watches those Halloween Wars and Halloween Baking Championship.
Okay, well that counts.
Yep,
that counts.
Okay,
yeah.
well then yes, we have. But as far as movies, no, but I'm going to get on it because I love watching the 78 and 2008 Halloweens.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just released a movie review rewind episode of John Carpenter's Halloween. That's up in the archives.
Oh, man. Monster House, Paranorman. Can I complain for 1 second?
Go for it.
I was super pumped because I think it's the 24th through the 27th. It's a Thursday through Sunday. They're re-releasing Paranorman in 3D, sort of like they did with Coraline. And there's a new short in front of it that Anna Kendrick and is it Wolf Finhard?
Yeah, the Stranger Things kid.
So they
one of them.
They're doing a new short and everything. So my wife, me, my sister-in-law, we're all kind of figuring out can we go see it and stuff. But it's a Fathom event thing. So you have to pay whatever the price is, and it's like $24, $25 a ticket.
Dang.
And I'm like, I just stare at it on my shelf, and I think, well,
Yeah, it's hard to justify.
I could do that and be in my house. I mean, granted, wouldn't be in 3D, but
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed because I was going to do it. If I could do Regal Unlimited and then get the other tickets as normal, I would have done that. But the fact that like I have to do it too on top of paying them monthly,
Yeah, no.
I thought, sorry, Paranorman.
That would have been.
So I'll watch it at home.
That would have been cool, though. That
Yeah.
would have been really cool.
But that is like
That's outrageous.
$75 for 3 people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Now the Regal points I could get.
You'd rack them up.
Yeah,
You'd rack them
yeah.
up. Yeah.
My shorts be high in the air, but
There we
still
go.
too much.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, we are here to talk about The Smashing Machine tonight. It's in theaters now. For those of you that might not know, this is the Dwayne Johnson movie where he plays MMA fighter Mark Kerr. And according to the Rotten Tomatoes synopsis, it just says Mark Kerr reaches the peak of his career but faces personal hardships along the way.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it, but I
Yeah.
kind of feel like, yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's about as exciting as that that synopsis is.
Yeah. But before we dig into that, Brandon, I've always got to ask you, what have you been watching lately that we might not have talked about?
Well, I saw a movie called Good Boy.
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's a haunted house movie, but it's essentially told from the point of view of the dog. I will have a review of that later this month.
Nice.
It is
Nice.
in theaters now, but it will be on, I think it's AMC Plus and Shudder at the end of the month, like on the 24th. So I am currently working on a review of that, but it's good. And the way that dog acts, I am amazed. Like, it's only an hour and like maybe 14 minutes.
Dang.
So it works just
Yeah,
enough.
sure.
But the way that and to me, I don't really. I'm sure ghosts exist. I just don't think every other thing is a ghost. And my wife's side of the family, every little thing is a ghost. But there is one thing I do believe in, that when an animal, and specifically a dog, starts to kind of growl or see something or whine and you don't see it, I feel like that's like pure, like something's there.
Yeah.
Because the animal is the instincts of him.
I think
so-
it's perfectly plausible that what we think of as ghosts are just like some sort of remnants of, like, I don't know, another dimension or something like that. Like, I feel like all things have a perfectly scientific explanation. We just might not understand the science of it.
Yeah. And I mean, we always kind of, we're really good at kind of twisting things into that, oh, well, they're with me, or, oh, that was a sign, or, oh, they, that's because they died here, or something. I will say real quick, the haunted story part is okay. There's not really a whole lot of depth as far as like what's going on with his owner and why the house is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the dog's phenomenal, so I liked it for what it was.
There's also some really interesting science out there about how our brain kind of fills in the gaps.
Sees.
Like, we can't see that well.
Yeah.
And our brain will just kind of automatically put something of that shape, whatever, in your head.
Well,
And
I
that's
feel like
how a lot of people see, like, you look at a doorway and you might see a person or something.
Yeah. And I think that's happened where my wife has said something to the effect of like, we'll see when it goes by. And like, I'm like, honey, it could have been like a light that went through. We got cats running. Like the other night, she was like, what was that? And I'm like, it sounded like the cat hit his damn head on the gate. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. She's like, can you go look? I'm like, no. If you want to know that bad, you go on.
Yeah.
So,
Tis
but
the season, though.
yeah. I mean,
Tis the season.
this was back in September, so I said, hey, you keep that
okay.
shit on lockdown until October 1st.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I saw the Paul Greengrass movie that's now on Apple TV called The Lost Bus.
Oh, how's that?
It's good. It's pretty simplistic, but Matthew McConaughey's great in it. America Ferrera is great in it. based on a true story of basically a bus driver that ends up going and picking up 22 kids in a California fires. I think it was in '08. But Paul Greengrass has kind of become like kind of the thrill ride, intense type. He did United 93. He's done the Bourne movies.
Yeah.
Captain Phillips. So, but that one was pretty good. And those are the two main ones. And then the Smashing Machine. I'm hoping to catch the new Daniel Day-Lewis movie here soon.
I can't wait for that. That looks so weird. I have
I've
no
heard
idea what to expect about it.
I've heard different things, but I would like to see my. I don't quite know what it is.
Yeah,
but I'm for it, and it's only like 2 hours, so good for Daniel Day-Lewis because he usually only does movies that I think are 3 hours. So him and his son tightened it up a bit. I appreciate it.
I finally finished The Phoenician Scheme while I was in bed with my hernia last week. I didn't like it as much as I'd hoped I would.
I was hoping you'd like it more.
It was very good. Benicio del Toro, very good acting, very good story.
Yeah.
No issue with that.
I like that storytelling more than the like Asteroid City. I don't know. There's just something about letting me. It reminded me of Grand Budapest and the fact that I'm kind of essentially following one character as he goes on this journey, and I think maybe that's what I like. But Benicio's having a hell of a year.
Yeah,
good for him.
Between that, One Battle After Another, which you have on the most recent episode of the Cinema Chronicles.
Yep, sure do.
I watched.
I haven't quit talking about it
or
retweeting.
I haven't either. I'm the same way. Like people are going to be like, somebody's going to tell me to shut up and talk about the Titans at one point.
No.
But I watched a movie called Autumn in New York. Because I thought, I'm working on some notes here. I'm working on some
Richard
stuff.
Gere?
I'm going to put it on, and Winona Ryder.
Oh, yeah.
And I put it on like, maybe this is festive. And it's really not festive. And like Richard Gere plays a terrible man. And I'm like, I don't know. Am I supposed to have empathy for this character? I don't know. It was very it was very confusing as to what the messaging was supposed to be. And I thought it was pretty bad.
I know I saw it.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you really anything about it, but I think I remember the poster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And then I've been watching Black Rabbit, the Jason Bateman, Jude Law series on Netflix.
We've been talking about that. Yeah, I'd like to watch it.
It was one of those, I got the gut feeling like episode 6 or 7 where I was like, this has been so good. There's no way they can realistically land this in a satisfactory way. And that's exactly what happened. It gets a little too... I don't want to spoil anything, but it's
I like those limited series stuff.
Jude Law and Jason Bateman are fucking phenomenal.
I love them.
But it just, the series ended and I was just lying in bed thinking, really?
If you can't get enough Jude Law, there is a movie that is now out, at least where you can rent it, called Eden. It's a Ron Howard movie.
Yeah.
Has Jude Law, Vanessa Kirby, Sydney Sweeney, Daniel Brohl.
What's he been up to lately? I feel like he was a hot shot there for a while.
Yeah, I think he's done some other that was kind of a foreign or like a German movie because I feel like I've seen him in stuff. Now, it wasn't like where he was in like MCU stuff and he was in Rush, which is another Ron Howard movie that no one appreciates.
Never saw it.
And Ana de Armas is in it. But the whole reason I'm telling you this is because Jude Law shows his dick.
Oh, okay.
I should have started with that.
So that's you should have led.
So
with
that's
that.
called Eden.
I'll watch it right away.
Yeah, but I do love some Jude Law. But yeah, I'm currently have about 3 episodes left of Alien Earth to watch. I think I've watched the first 4 episodes of Only Murders in the Building. I'm halfway through the Peaky Blinders series. So I got some work to do. I want to see. I haven't watched any of Peacemaker season 2.
Oh,
I haven't watched.
Good.
I haven't watched Severance season 2.
I haven't
watched The Bear season 4 or 5, whatever we're on.
I'm behind on that too.
So
yeah, I mean it's football season for me, so I'm just watching a bunch of tape.
Yeah, you can't. You're not allowed to watch anything entertaining.
I honestly can do like one series at a time. And right now that's Peacemaker. I only got through Black Rabbit because I had a hernia and was in bed all week.
Correct. So you had a nice week.
Yeah.
Had a nice week of vacation.
So let's talk about the Smashing Machine. This is one that debuted. Was it Venice? I think
that sounds right.
Standing ovation, the longest standing ovation ever. 10 minutes for Dwayne Johnson or whatever it was.
Yeah, he got emotional.
Coming into this release with a lot of hype.
Oh yeah.
So
there were things I was watching, and the break would come in, and it was about that, where it's like Dwayne Johnson was a revelation. It's thrilling. It was something else, and I mean it's they're using some powerful words in these trailers that don't necessarily resonate with me.
Like the discourse online is like Oscar nomination for Dwayne Johnson. And listen, it's his best performance. I don't think that's unreasonable to say, but I also don't think
agree.
that's a very high bar to clear.
I think, and we were kind of talking about this after we saw it, I think it's a solid step forward in what he's wanting to do. And I think he's going to work with Scorsese. He's already dropping apparently quite a bit of weight to work on some other Benny Safdie movie.
I mean, shit, if he's coming off of this movie, he better.
So I think he's kind of making the turn of like, okay, I have enough money. Now I think he's kind of going more for the roles that I'm sure in a way, and especially like with him, his production company stuff, probably did kind of scare the shit out of him a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially after he worked so hard and then finally kind of found that spot in Hollywood. But then it's like, okay, well, when does, this generation's Arnold say, okay, I'm gonna do this. So his first real step into it is a UFC fighter who's also big and so I mean, it's not safe, but it's not like a real stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that Mark Kerr carries himself and the way then it is, I could see being like I could see being really impressed with The Rock's performance because the bar is not set in the same it's not at the same level as if I'm going to watch, Ryan Gosling, or I'm going to watch Denzel, or I'm going to watch Jude Law. Mm-hmm. He's not at that. That's not the bar that he's, and I mean, I'm sorry, but look at the past, 3 movies he's done. It's flopped, hasn't made money, and he ain't great.
I mean, it kind of feels like audiences are making the decision for him. Like, I mean, you see that's fair perception of him on social media. It kind of feels like there was some saturation, and people started to kind of turn on him.
Now that is true, yeah.
And this is a departure from what he has been known for in recent years, but it's still, I think, a step in the right direction is a good way to put it. I phrased it as like, this is a good rep for him to get for where he wants to go, but he's not there yet.
Yeah.
So good movie. I will say I didn't feel like it was a great movie. I felt like it was very much standard fare. And I think part of my negative emotional response to it was because it was getting so much hype leading into our screening of it last week.
Yes, I agree. And you think there is, you think there's going to be some kind of like heartfelt emotional payoff at some point.
Yeah.
And it never really comes. It never really, it doesn't hit you the way that you think it would. I was thinking about this the other night. It's like everything that is provided to the audience is always just a little bit of something.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of the relationship, him and Dawn, played by Emily Blunt, who's great in it.
Yeah, she is.
I just don't think there's I think there's more to tell with her character. Mm-hmm. So you get a little bit of their relationship, a little bit of the addiction, a little bit of the fighting, a little bit of, I think The Rock does a great job as far as like embodying what Mark Kerr was and sort of imitating him as far as just like the way that he talked, because he was kind of like a teddy bear of sense. He seemed like a gentle giant by the way he talked compared to like what he did for a living.
He's very eloquent, well-spoken, very like calm, measured, very much not the stereotype.
Some of it was annoying, like during the real arguments, it kind of sounded like a child trying
You're not being very nice to me.
They're being rude. And it's like, and Emily Blunt seems like Dawn is...
She's ready to fly
She's
off the
turned,
handle.
she's really turned it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
Incongruence in
I
the
just felt
energy
like
there.
there's so many things that were just, it's all rather, I didn't think I would feel so disconnected as I did, especially as we kind of hit the 1.5 hour mark, and it's only 2 hours, and you're like, oh. And it is standard biopic stuff, and it's not even really a biopic. It's only for like it covers maybe 4 years, and we skip a whole year, so I'm not even sure.
It does kind of feel like a rug pull, because you do think you are getting some very deep, dramatic story of a fighter, and it's not to say that it's not dramatic, but we never really explore the depths of his pain. They just kind of show him like, oh, he's addicted to pain medication now. Oh, he's fighting with his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, he's struggling with losing a fight. Like,
right.
But we never really spend time with him to kind of pick up on how it truly affects his day-to-day life.
And I was talking about how they show him going to rehab,
just walks
and
up
coming
to the
back.
Gate. Yeah.
It's like,
and that's that.
And then Dawn just sort of disappears for a little bit, and then comes back. But and right when I think maybe something like, and again, I don't mean like I need someone to die. I just mean like, okay, what's the point?
Where
I
are
guess.
the stakes?
Yeah.
Where are the real stakes, other than this just being an interesting story?
Right. And but it's interesting, but I tell you what, it's nothing, and I'm sorry, and it's kind of unfortunate this is the case, but there is nothing in his story that's any different from any other wrestler, fighter, musician, sport, almost everything.
Yeah. Which I think is like the ultimate rug pull for me, is that I don't really feel like this is a story about the depths to which Mark Kerr fell and rose, as much as it just kind of is like a tip of the cap to the old days of MMA, and kind of a story about really two pioneers of the sport coming together in a world championship tournament where they're best friends and everybody thinks they're going to meet in the championship.
Yeah.
And it's almost, to me, like an homage to the early days of the sport of mixed martial arts, and something completely different from what it looks like you're getting in the previews.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that's almost what you walk away with, is like they actually just tried to show you like this is how it eventually became legitimate.
Yeah.
Because you had the guys like Kerr and Coleman. I mean, that's really what it is. And you're talking about where you kind of show like with the argument and addiction. I think another thing is like, from what you see story-wise, it's all just, and I don't know if this was a choice, I mean, an intentional choice, but it's all just very physical.
Yeah.
But there's nothing behind it.
Yeah.
In every aspect of this guy's story. And being from one of the Safdie brothers, I'm a little surprised by that.
I am too. Yeah. I'm also surprised that, like, deep into the movie, I started catching myself really rooting for Mark Coleman.
Yeah, I think he deserved it.
Like, I think like Mark Coleman, I'm like, oh, this is a good guy, a good friend.
Yeah.
Like, he deserves
You get to see a little bit of his family.
Yeah, I'm like, he's the one with the head on his shoulders. And I thought like Ryan Bader, old Darth Bader from the UFC days.
Oh. Is that who played Coleman?
That's who played
okay.
Coleman. I don't think he has an acting credit to his name.
So he should get nominated.
Well, I mean, you think about like, oh man, that was a really good performance for somebody that is new in this spot.
Right.
Like that, ultimately, that's what I came away from the film taking.
I was really rooting for him, because he was a very likable guy. That his is like, it's odd that you put Mark Kerr's like underdog comeback story but you align it with his best friend's comeback
Yeah.
underdog story.
But you don't advertise Mark Coleman at all.
At all. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's his only acting credit.
Yeah.
That is Ryan Bader's only.
So they literally, and I feel like it's kind of to be more authentic that Safdie, I think, probably did use a lot of real guys that, you know, have done it and know what it's like. But yeah, it was such an odd watch.
It really was.
It's just such an odd watch from what you think the film is to what it really is. And then it's kind of like, it's like, I think a lot of people, it was a press screening, I think a lot of people came out, and I think all I mainly heard was just like, yeah, it's fine. And that's not the reaction I expected, and I don't think it's the reaction that you would want from a movie like that, but that you don't even feel like you really got his story.
And I think that's the crux of my issue with the film, is that we never... It's like we're going down the river, but we never go through any of the little ancillary creeks or outlets. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just streamlined on down the Mississippi to New Orleans, and didn't take any time to really explore the depth of the land around
in a grocery store.
Yeah, and it's it feels like it gives it a certain distance. Like, it feels like you're still...
You're detached from
you're not immersed in the story the way that the trailers make you think you're going to be.
Yes.
And there's something about that feels kind of flat, feels kind of cold, feels kind of procedural, that by the time we get to the end of it, you're just like, hey, you know what? Good for Dwayne Johnson. Really liked Emily Blunt, really liked Ryan Bader.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of forgettable. I think it'll get kind of lost in the shuffle by season's end.
The way that this is being presented and talked about, I thought I was seeing like The Wrestler.
Me too. I thought the Iron Claw.
So,
the Iron Claw was something
that's a good one because A24 is, but Now, to its credit, I think Benny Safdie, and we talked about this, he made it's a well done film.
Absolutely.
And the grittiness of it, which also reminds me of the way Aronofsky did The Wrestler, is it feels like you're in that early 2000s, like the late 90s.
Sure.
So the feel of it and the look of it is there. And you were talking about some of like the camera work that kind of adds to whether it's the stress or that...
It's the scene where he's like looking for the pills.
Right.
It
he's
feels
just pacing
like
around trying to think.
And the camera shot from behind him is kind of like erratic, and it looks handheld where like whoever's holding the camera is running along with him. And I think it's a very good way to kind of put you in that mindset of what like this guy is like going through chaos to try and find his steroids or no, not steroids.
It was
opioids.
Yeah.
Opiates.
And that's like the score.
Whatever.
The score.
Yeah, I thought it
pushes
was really
things.
good. Like when he's walking out and it's kind of a low, like piano, smooth, calm kind of vibe where everybody else, is like the fog machines, the bright lights, yelling and screaming.
Some outlandish.
And it kind of, the music in that kind of puts you in his mindset where you do feel like calm, tranquil, focused, like a laser beam. To go
instead of that flashlight.
Yeah.
That he talks about.
And so I think that's effective. It's just not enough to overcome what I thought was kind of a shallow plot.
Yeah, no, and you're right. I think there's a lot of things you can say, hey, you know what? I appreciate that, and I'm glad it did. And it does, and it does have its strengths, but where I think it needed to flex the most, there wasn't much to show. Like there wasn't. I even now as we're talking about it, I'm just surprised that this is what people have been watching, and if it does ride this wave, I don't know. I think it's great for The Rock.
Yeah.
And I think Benny Safdie can be proud of it because I think it is, like I said, it's a well done film, but it's just so simple and just standard stuff.
But do you think your feelings would be different about it if it didn't have the hype too?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And honestly, part of it is where, and a lot of those, like, first reaction stuff and these film festivals, the foreign ones especially, where they get all these standing ovations, but then like it goes to like New York Film Festival and there's like half the people are not nearly as excited as that group over there. I think the main thing is I wouldn't feel as confused as to why everyone is so high on it, unless it's just that feeling of like, I don't know who said it, or like Dwayne Johnson is a revelation. Through what lens, I guess, is my question.
Maybe through the lens of his filmography.
Right. Is it a revelation because you've watched Red Notice and Rampage and shit like that? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Could he, the fact that, and listen, you play a real person, there's always something to that too. And he also produced it with his ex-wife, and I think it's her brother. It was $7 Productions. But I'm just curious and honestly, I think if like Benny Safdie didn't direct this and someone else did, depending who it was, I feel like it would actually probably have been worse, because I think the look wouldn't be there. I think the camera choices would not be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure.
Like if Rock, let's say Rock, and I don't think Rock brought this to Benny. I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking. Let's just say the director of what's that one? Was it Sky Tap? What was that?
Skyscraper?
Yeah. Let's say a director like that Rockstar worked with before did this movie. I think it'd be laughed at. I think it's more it's the most artistic thing The Rock's ever done. And with that brings out a better performance from him than anyone has gotten. Yeah. I do think he is a good choice for Mark Kerr. Like I have no qualms about that, but I just didn't think that's the. Not only was that not quite the story I thought they were going to tell, but even if that's the case, I just didn't think we would just sort of like it would not like there were no risk taken at all. Yeah, the thought and the appearance of it, I wouldn't think that would be the case. So I was a little disappointed, but mostly just kind of either surprised or confused as how
I do feel like his fans, if you're a diehard Dwayne Johnson fan, I do think you're going to eat this up, and it'll feel like a real achievement. To me, I look at it from the other end of the spectrum. It's a nice start for what I assume he wants to do moving forward. And truthfully, like what he probably should be doing moving forward to continue to get away from the stuff like Skyscraper and Red Notice. And I mean, how many memes did he become the butt of because of Black Adam?
Oh, yeah. Black Adam, I think, did some real mental damage to him.
Yeah. So,
because that's when I think people started to turn.
It was 2022.
Because then he did something where he made up some numbers, and I don't know if it's how much it made or I don't know, but he got caught in a lie basically about like the success of Black Adam, which was not the case. So I think people started to turn. So, but here's the thing: start with a Safdie brother, and if rumors are true, or like there's some stuff about maybe Aronofsky, and there's in the Scorsese that also has Emily Blunt and DiCaprio, where he's playing some kind of, I think, Hawaiian mafia guy. It's a supporting role in whatever the Scorsese is, but I will tell you, Scorsese's not doing that movie yet, because now I think they just confirmed he's actually moving with a DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence movie. Well, so, but if this is the path he's going down, good for him. Yeah. And I think it is a solid foot forward, but I don't think an award nomination. I don't think this specific performance is worthy enough for that.
That's an interesting conversation because we were kind of chatting about it a little bit on the way home from the theater, and I think the point I made, just to play devil's advocate, was that we sat there for I don't know how many minutes trying to come up with who should be in the best actor field this year. And it's kind of slim pickings so far. I know there's a long way to go. There's a long way to go.
So far.
But
including
if it is,
the other Safdie brother movie.
Yes.
Which I just read that is about just under 3 hours.
Yeah. I'll go watch it, though.
I mean,
I love Big Tim.
Yeah.
Tim can do no wrong.
Yeah.
I just wonder if maybe a weaker field at least gets him in the conversation. To me, like, that's his only path if he's actually going to do it. But I don't know. It feels like we're kind of being prisoners of the moment right here, kind of buying into this hype and all that.
I just looked up just one thing, and it has this is per Variety, September 26th, so not too far. They have Wagner Moura for a movie called The Secret Agent that Neon's doing.
Okay.
DiCaprio for One Battle. Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, which has been doing film festivals, but I haven't seen it yet. And they do have, within the top 5, they have Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine. Now that's as of September 26th, and then beneath that is Jesse Plemons for, I don't know if you say it, Bojonia, the new Yorgos movie.
Okay.
That has Emma Stone, which Emma Stone is supposedly in the running for Best Actress. Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. And Oscar Isaac from Frankenstein, which I think all that would change too. Yeah, I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis is down here at 14. George Clooney for Jay Kelly, the Noah Baumbach movie that's getting a lot of praise from that. Dang. He's down there at 15. So, yeah, I mean,
Channing Tatum for Roofman on the board. Will Arnett for this thing.
That's what I saw. That's the Bradley Cooper movie.
Okay.
I just think that'll change. I think it'll change, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I'll be honest.
Interesting to watch.
I have not seen some of these, obviously, but I mean, just DiCaprio.
It's gonna be tough to beat.
It's yeah. I have a feeling they won't give it to him, but they should.
Do you have a favorite Dwayne Johnson movie?
I always thought The Rundown was fun.
I love The Rundown. Yeah.
A fun movie. I don't know if it's a good movie, but it's a fun movie.
I liked Be Cool.
Be Cool was pretty good. Honestly, I like one of the most recent ones that I actually enjoyed. I mean, it's not just based solely off of him, but it was that first Jumanji.
I did
Welcome to the Jungle.
I did like the first Jumanji. You know what? I think I'll say maybe this is the benefit of seeing it way after it came out, but it's kind of the inverse effect for Jungle Cruise, where people shit on that movie so much that by the time I watched it, I was like, you know what? That was pretty fun. I could watch that again.
I'm looking back through. See, there's a lot of stuff where I'm like I even forget he did like San Andreas, for instance.
Yeah, Rampage.
I'll be honest. One of the first times I thought, oh man, he showed some acting chops was for Pain and Gain. And I don't really think he gets a lot of credit for that. That's when Mark Wahlberg made good movies too, and they actually came out in theaters. Shows you how long that's been.
Yeah.
But
can you put together a Mount Rushmore, do you think?
I mean for as fun as it is, yeah. Like for instance, what's this one? WWE The Best of Raw 15th anniversary.
How about that? There you go.
The game plan was cute.
Okay.
I can try.
I think I would go, my 4 would be The Smashing Machine, for one.
Yeah.
I think I would put The Rundown. I think I would go, think I would go Jumanji. And then, man, I'm kind of torn because I really liked him in Be Cool, but he's kind of a small part in it. It doesn't really feel like his movie.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I might be tempted to go Jungle Cruise or Central Intelligence there. The premise being, or the qualifier being, that I think The Smashing Machine is the only one of these films that we're talking about that is actually good.
Yeah.
Because I do still think it's a good movie. I don't think it was what I thought it was going to be.
I agree. I have seen way worse this year alone. And it's not like, oh God, that performance. It's not even about that.
Nope.
It's just that story, which, I mean, it's a main component there. I would probably go Smashing Machine. I mean, I know you don't see it, but I mean, Moana has to be up there.
Okay.
I'm going to count it.
Okay.
And now those two movies are his finest.
Yeah.
Smashing Machine and Moana.
I would agree with that.
I would probably put The Rundown in there just because I do think that's a fun one. And then, you know what? I think I'll go when he first showed up. I think I'll do Fast Five.
Okay.
He brought a lot to that one.
No love for Race to Witch Mountain?
No.
Or Tooth Fairy?
No, I felt like was it the Game Plan? That was like his first one, right? Before Tooth Fairy, or was Tooth Fairy before? Game Plan was after it because
the Game Plan was 2007. Tooth Fairy was 2010.
I think Tooth Fairy was his first #1 movie. That or Game Plan.
I forgot.
Not that it didn't open. Oh yeah,
Carl Urban.
I forgot about that one too. But I mean, there's a lot going on. But you know what? And I'm kind of surprised because I didn't finish it all, but I actually did think it was a good show. But he was able to kind of cut his teeth on Ballers.
Yeah.
And that was I liked him in that. I didn't finish it and only ran for maybe 3 seasons, but
47 episodes.
But yeah, so but what's funny is when I look, he has the most ridiculous upcoming stuff I've ever seen in my life. He has Lizard Music is a Benny Safdie movie that he's going to be Chicken Man.
Okay.
And it's based off some book. But anyway, he's dropping a lot of weight. But there is the Untitled Hawaii set crime drama, which I think is the Scorsese one. Apparently he's set for San Andreas 2. There's one called Big Trouble in Little China that he might be doing.
Is that a reboot?
Russell. Yep. There's Fast X Part 2. There's Moana 3. There's Jumanji 3. He has
he's staying busy. He's got some work on his plate.
Red Notice 2. Unfortunately, he's sort of going into
brothers. We gotta
Jungle Cruise 2.
We gotta put some of this in check now.
Yeah,
you're heading back.
Yeah,
back the other direction all of a sudden.
Yeah, so we'll see where all of it goes. I mean, I don't think he's not gonna do the other shit he's been doing forever.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let him enjoy the ride this award season, wherever it may take him.
There you go. That's a great place to end on.
Yeah.
Do you have a final rating for The Smashing Machine? I landed on 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
There is more to enjoy. I feel like people think like we hate it, but we really don't. But it does have its problems, and the main one is just the way the story is handled. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of good stuff from performances, and like I said, a lot of with the directing and the score and stuff like that really works. So I went from a 2.5 to a 3.
Okay.
I ended with a 3 out of 5. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think people will enjoy it. I think it's just trying to maybe those expectations.
Came back to bite him a little.
Yeah,
bit.
It's been a while since I would say I've been sort of caught off guard by watching something and leaving and thinking, I don't understand why this train's been going this hard for this movie.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
Well, that's going to do it for us in another episode of the Vick's Flicks podcast. Rate, review, subscribe wherever you take in your shows. Subscribe to Nashville Movie Dispatch at nashvillemoviedispatch.substack.com. For Brandon, I'm Stoney, and until next time, you stay classy, moviegoers.